Welcome back to the World Shooting Parasport Championship Sydney 2019. We are broadcasting live from the Sydney International Shooting Centre. My name's Jamie and this is the R4 Mixed 10-metre Air Rifle Standing SH2 Final. So our athletes are poised to get started around about 6 p.m. at local time here in Sydney. So in more or less 8 minutes time the action will get going. There's 8 finalists in total. We've got France represented, Slovenia, Ukraine, Korea, New Zealand, China, 2 athletes from Korea in total, and also Italy as well, who have had a very busy day over at the shotgun range. They've picked up 7 medals in total from just today alone at this World Championships. It's a warmer day today here in Sydney after yesterday being a pretty chilly one, a grey one, a drizzly one, but a bit of sun and cloud today and a lot on the warmer side in comparison. Anyway, so we'll talk more about the athletes in this final in just a moment. In total, here at these World Championships, there are almost 300 athletes competing across all of the rifle, pistol and shotgun disciplines from 55 nations. There's 53 quota places for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games up for grabs. You can see our 8 finalists on your screen now, and I can confirm that from this final, 2 of those quota places have gone to Slovenia and China. So Slovenia and China in this final have taken 2 quota places, but there were 5 quota places in total up for grabs from this event, and not from this final, but from the event today. Norway, USA and Serbia collected the other 3 quota places on offer. So 5 in total, again Slovenia, China, Norway, USA and Serbia taking the 5 quota places for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games from this event today. We're broadcasting live on the Paralympic Games YouTube channel and the World Shooting Parasport page on Facebook, but presumably you knew that because that's where you are right now. But let others know if they want to watch this final, they can by making their way to one of the aforementioned 2 platforms. We'll also have the finals there to re-watch if you want to relive the glory after it's finished. So, as I mentioned, 8 finalists in total, and this is how the R4 Mixed 10-metre Air Rifle Standing SH2 final event works. We will have 2 series of 5 shots. That will be followed by 2 single shots. I'll be introduced to the audience. That's Francek Gorja-Tyszek. Took silver at London 2012 and also silver at Rio 2016 as well.
A World Cup bronze from Croatia this year, Vitaly
Plakushi of Ukraine took World Cup bronze in Croatia this year.
Representing the Republic of Korea, 2014 World Champion and bronze medal at the 2018 Para-Asian Games, Jeon Young-jun.
Jeon Young-jun of the Republic of Korea. London 2012 6th place, 2014 World Championships winner, and also bronze from last year's World Championships. That's Michael Johnson of New Zealand, London 2012 bronze medalist, 5 World Cup goals to his name, plus silver at last year's World Championships.
Representing the People's Republic of China, he placed 8th at last year's Para-Asian Games in Indonesia, Yuan Hongxian.
Yuan Hongxian of the People's Republic of China, no stranger to this range, finished 4th here at the 2015 World Cup in Sydney.
Representing the Republic of Korea, the 2014 Para-Asian Games champion. Bronze medal at the 2 range
in 2018, and the voice you're hearing, by the way, is Shaq. He is the announcer here in Sydney, warming up the crowd, the audience. And there is a reminder and confirmation of our 8 athletes. And the final is just about to get going. So as I mentioned, there are 2 series of 5 shots. Then we have the single shots. and after every 2 single shots, an elimination takes place. If we have a tie-break situation for the lowest ranked finalist to be eliminated, then those finalists in question will fire additional tie-breaking single shots until the tie has been broken.
There's an extra spring on the table as well, which you might just be able to see. And you also have what we call loaders. Loaders will
a lot of experience out there. We've got Paralympians, world champions, multiple World Cup winners. Just Michael Johnson alone winning 5 World Cup golds, as I mentioned earlier. You can also see on the shot there are a number of loaders out there who, as the title suggests, are able to help some of our finalists load the guns.
And after the final is done, you can also watch it back on those as well.
And the next thing that happens will be that first series of 5 shots. It's been a busy day here in Sydney. We've already had 3 shotgun finals. And now it's the turn of the R4 mixed 10-meter air rifle standing SH2 final. The quota places, if you've just joined us, have been settled already. Slovenia and China, who you can see in this final, they picked up a quota place for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. And outside of the finalists, the remaining 3 quota places went to Norway, the United States of America, and also Serbia. That's Michael Johnson that we're seeing anyway. The Italian loader just obscuring the shot, but that's okay. He's just doing his job. So, we are poised to begin that first series of 5 shots here at the Sydney International Shooting Centre, and we are off. The first shots have been fired. I can see Yuan with a 10.5 opening proceedings. It's 4 minutes per series. 10.8 for Ukraine, Plakushi. That's the highest score so far. 10.7 of Korea. But it's early days in this final. There's room for some low scores, especially when you follow it with a 10.9, which is what Jeon Young-jun has done. On your screen is De La Forest of France. 2 World Cup goals to his name. Rio Paralympics finalists in 4th place. It's been a 10.8 for Terzek. And also for Yuan as well. Highest score, individual score so far, individual shot score is that 10.9 from Jeon. Highest total at the moment goes to Plakushi of Ukraine, 21.5. 3 shots. And this is Terzek of Slovenia, who have taken a quota place away from this final. There's been a 10.9 from Plakushi, so that's our second 10.9 of this final, and he is going very well at the top. 32.4 for the Ukrainian. Under 2 minutes remaining in this first series of 5 shots. We're seeing the Slovenian on screen, Franček Gozard Tišek. .8 for Kim. You can see the current rankings and totals and most recent shots on your screen at the moment. It is still the athlete from Ukraine leading the way. 10.6 for De La Forest has come in. 10.5 for Jeon. 4 athletes still to shoot, with 1 minute remaining in this first series. .6 for Kim, so we still have 3 athletes left to fire their final shot, with 44 seconds and counting to go. All the shots are in. So we've had our first series of 5 shots. Let's take a look at the standings so far. And leading the way from Ukraine, it is Vitaly Plakushi. World Cup bronze from Croatia this year. And his good year is continuing in that way, with that vibe, because he is leading the way with a total of 53.7. That is 0.9 more than Tersak and Yuan, who are tied in second place. Kim, meanwhile, in 4th spot, 0.1 behind the 2 athletes tied in second. In 8th place, it's Jeon of Korea, but just 0.2 behind 2 athletes tied in 6th place. And that's De La Forest and Liverani, France and Italy. Michael Johnson, meanwhile, of New Zealand in 5th place. 52.5, that's 0.2 behind Kim in 4th. So that brings us up to date. We still have 1 more series of 5 shots, which has just got going. 4 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock. Liverani with a 10.6, that's the highest score so far in this series. Another 10.6, this time for Tersak. Also for Plakushi as well. Everybody's fired 1 in this second series of 5 shots. All in the 10s. Comfortably in the 10s. 10.9 for Liverani of Italy, Andrea Liverani. I think that's our 3rd 10.9 from this final so far. He's currently in 3rd place. There's no change right at the top. It is Plakushi still there. He's hit a 10.6 and a 10.7 in the second series so far. Under 3 minutes to go. Jeon with a 10.8. Jeon Youngjun of Korea made the final at the London 2012 Paralympics. No stranger to World Championships 2014. He won it. Bronze from last year's. Yuan of China has fired the most shots so far. Currently in 5th place. 10.9 for Johnson, Michael Johnson of New Zealand. We have had some high individual scores in this final so far. And there's around about 2 minutes left in this final series of 5 shots. Still the man to catch is Vitaly Plakushi of Ukraine. The focus, one of the main ingredients of this sport is focus. Business end after 5, 2 single shots. And a minute remaining. And we're still waiting on some final shots to be made. Johnson's last shot was a 10.8. It's still Vitaly Plakushi leading the pack. 106.4 is his grand total so far. We head into the final seconds of this second series. All the shots have been made. And that concludes the 5-shot series in this final. Let's take a look at the scores and the standings. So, as I mentioned, leading the way is Vitaly Plakushi with a total of 106.4. And a slightly weaker series than his last one, 52.7 from Series 2, 53.7 from Series 1. It's Andrea Liverani in second place, who had a strong series, 53.7 in this series. That is the highest score in Series 2. His total is 106, so that's 0.4 behind the Ukrainian in the lead. But looking at the bottom, the danger zone now, because we're 2 shots away from 8th place being decided. It's currently occupied by Tonji Dula-Forest of France, but just 0.2 behind his closest rival, Jeon Young-jun of Korea, who's just 0.1 behind Yuan Hongqian of China, who's just 0.2 behind Kim in 5th, and that's the same difference between 5th and 4th as well. Michael Johnson, meanwhile, in the bronze medal position, and he's just 0.4 behind Liverani. So it's very tight out there, and we are 2 shots away from the first elimination.
Stop.
Jeon with a 10.6. De La Forest with a 10.3, so he really needed to better Jeon's score, which he hasn't done. Yuan with a 10.3, so that is bad news for Forrest, who had the same score from shot 11. And there is confirmation that 8th place with a total of 114.9, missing out just by 0.3. Yuan dropping down into 7th, Jeon moving up into 6th, but 8th place, as things stand, is going to our athlete from France. But, as I said, just 0.3 is the difference. 1 shot to make the change, to overturn that difference of 0.3. Yuan now his closest rival, while Jeon climbed up into 6th. At the top, the lead increased. It's still Plakushi up there. Liverani still in 2nd, Johnson still in 3rd, but 0.7 now separates 1st and 2nd. Here we go. Shot 12. Yuan with a 10.4. So De La Forest is going to have to hit high, and he does with a 10.8. We're waiting on Kim's score to come through. Kim takes the shot. It's a 10.8, another high score, and that 10.8 from De La Forest is enough to keep him in the competition, with Yuan firing a 10.4. There was 0.3 to make up. 0.4 was made up, and that means that 8th place does go to Yuan Hongqian of the People's Republic of China. First final at a World Championships, finishing on a total of 125.6. So Tonji Dula-Forest remains in the competition, but has to do it all over again. As you can see, he's still in the danger zone, a new danger zone of 7th place, 0.3 behind Jeon in 6th. Michael Johnson, meanwhile, dropped down into 5th during that. Kim tied in 3rd place with Terzak, and they are 0.4 behind the Italian in 2nd. And as I said, Johnson's dropped into 5th. He's 0.5 behind 3rd. And Jeon just 0.1 behind, breathing down his neck. But it's De La Forest. There's 2 shots to once again survive and remain in this competition. We've had a 10.4 for De La Forest, and a low score from Jeon, 9.9, so that's going to make things interesting at the bottom. Johnson with a 10.6, the same score for Plakushi. He's no bother. He's in no bother at all at the moment. 10.7 from Terzak. Kim a 10.6. So we have had another little change around, switch around in this topsy-turvy final. Jeon is now in 7th place. De La Forest has moved up into 6th. So Jeon now facing elimination, but just 0.2 behind the Frenchman in 6th place, who's 0.6 behind Michael Johnson in 5th. So Johnson hitting a 10.6, still finds himself in 5th place. And again at the top, the lead has increased. The personnel hasn't changed. It's still Ukraine, Italy. But the difference is now 1.1 between Blagushi and Liverani at the top. But it's all about 7th place now. We've got shot 14 coming up to decide that position. Gion looking to make up 0.2 on his closest rival, De La Forest.
Stop.
10.6 from Gion. A 10.3 from De La Forest, so that makes things once again interesting at the bottom. We're waiting on Tursak and Kim's scores to come through. There's been a 10.7 for Blagushi at the top. Liverani with a 10.7 as well. But 7th place, it does go to Tanguy De La Forest of France. He's battled hard in this final and just missed out on forcing a shoot-off by 0.1. A total of 146.4. Gion Youngjun of Korea stays in 6th place. 2 shots away from the next elimination. And the athlete from Korea is 0.5 behind Michael Johnson, who stays in 6th place. No change at the top, not just in terms of the personnel, but also in terms of the difference between 1st and 2nd. It's 1.1. However, there are 2 athletes now sharing 2nd place, Liverani and Tusik of Slovenia. Kim is in 4th place, 0.3 behind the 2 athletes in 2nd. And we are going into shot 15 now. Liverani with a 10.2. Gion's bettered that with a 10.5. He'll be keeping an eye on Johnson's score, 10.4. So Johnson edges closer to Gion, essentially. Kim's score has come in, 10.1. So Johnson will also edge closer to Kim. Waiting on Tusek's shot.
Stop.
It was a 10.2. So the difference now between 5th and 6th is 0.4. It's Gion who hit that 10.5 to Johnson's 10.4. So just nudged it down ever so slightly by 0.1. The difference at the top has gone up again. It's 1.5 now. Blagushi, the leader. Liverani and Tursek both hitting a 10.2, so they stay tied in 2nd place, but they see Blagushi moving away yet further. But this shot now is all about 6th place. So Gion with it all to do, 0.4 to make up on the closest rival, Michael Johnson, who meanwhile is 0.5 behind Kim in 4th place. Here we go, shot 16. For the leader, Blagushi. He's safe for sure, but Gion with a 10.5 has matched the same score as Johnson, 10.5, so that won't be enough to keep Gion Youngjun in the competition. So our athlete from Korea, who made the London 2012 final, 2014 World Championships winner, bronze from last year's World Championships, and takes 6th place here in Sydney 2019, finishing on a total of 167.5. So he wasn't able to make up the difference on Michael Johnson, who stays in the competition. The man from New Zealand in 5th place, 0.6 behind Kim. So there is still a Korean presence in this final. Kim's there in 4th, 0.4 behind Liverani, who's now in 3rd place. Outright Tursek into 2nd. He's made that position his own. And the lead at the top has gone down for the first time in a little while. Blagushi still there, 170.2 the total, 1.1 more than Tersek in second place. So it's shaping up to be an interesting finale. This is Michael Johnson on your screen at the moment in 5th place. 2 shots to do something about that, because that's the next elimination. 10.3. Meanwhile, we've had a 10.5 for Plakushi, a 10.4 for Liverani. Kim registering a 10.7. That's the same for Tersak as well. The lead at the top has gone down by 0.2. Plakushi, 180.7, 0.9 more than Tersak in second place. Johnson, meanwhile, has a whole point to make up on Kim in 4th. So he's going to have to hit high and hope that Kim hits low in this next shot, which is shot 18 to decide 5th place. Kim, meanwhile, is 0.1 behind Liverani. So the Italian's in 3rd place, 0.5 behind Tersak in 2nd. I think that brings us up to date. Shot 18 now. $10.8 for Johnson. That's a big score, which he needed, but it's all down to what the others hit now as to whether it'll be enough to keep him in the competition. It won't be enough, but it was so close. Kim with a 9.9 to Johnson's 10.8. He made up 0.9 on the Korean, but it wasn't enough. 0.1 still separating them. So Michael Johnson of New Zealand does take 5th place at these World Championships. He's got an impressive career already. Bronze from the London Paralympics 2012. 5 World Cup golds to his name, plus silver from last year's World Championships as well, and he takes 5th place here in Sydney. So we are edging ever closer to those medals. That's what it's all about. Gold, silver, bronze. Currently it's Plakushi in that position, but his lead is looking even more shaky now. It was huge, and it's dwindled to the point of just 0.2 now. Tersek in 2nd place. Liverani in 3rd, 0.8 behind. Kim, after that 9.9, will be looking to bounce back. Kim is in the danger zone now of 4th place, 0.6 behind the Italian. This is the leader on your screen, Vitali Plakushi. As mentioned, his lead was as high as 1.5 at one point in this final. Now it's just 0.2 ahead of Tersek, the Slovenian. 2 10.7s, Liverani and Plakushi. Waiting on Tersek and Kim. Kim also with a 10.7. We had 3 10.7s so far, a 10.6 from Tersek, so Kim won't make up any difference on Liverani, as they both fired identical scores. Kim's total is now 199.8.
Yes, 3 of the 4 athletes scoring 10.7,
and the difference is 0.6. So Tersek in 2nd. We are live from the Sydney International Shooting Centre. It's the World Championships. And this is Andrea Liverani on your screen. We've had a 10.3 for Tersek, 10.4 for Liverani. Waiting on Kim. It's going to have to be a 10.9 to have any chance. No, it's a 10.5. So Kim will finish on 210.3. A difference of 0.5 between himself and 3rd place. So 4th place here at the World Championships goes to Kim Gwon-soo, Rio 2016 bronze medalist. Won World Cup gold this year in Al-Ain and takes World Championship 4th place from this final. And then there were 3. So we have our 3 remaining athletes, and it is still Vitali Plakushi leading the pack in this final. His lead was dwindling, and now it gradually continues to rise. It was 0.3, I believe, and now it is for the bronze medal. Liverani with a 10.8. That's the kind of score he needs. What's Tercek got, though? Can he make up some ground on the Slovenian? Well, he can. Just 0.1, though. So the difference has been knocked down to 0.5. So it's 0.5 between Andrea Liverani and our athlete from Slovenia, Franček Goša-Tyšek. Meanwhile, in the lead, it's still the man from Ukraine, Plakushi, but that lead has gone down. It's just 0.1 now. So it's all about the bronze medal with this next shot. Currently Andrea Liverani of Italy, 0.5 behind Tercek of Slovenia. Shot 22. Here we go. $10.9 for Liverani. We're waiting on Tercek. It's a 10.2, so what a time to hit a 10.9 for the Italian Andrea Liverani. It's kept him in the competition, and it consigns from Slovenia Franček Goša-Tyšek into third place. Wow, just shows everything can change. Just one shot, a 10.9, as good as it gets. Tercek taking the bronze medal. And Andrea, he's still there. He's in the silver spot, and he has a chance for the gold. It's still Plakushi up there in the lead, 0.5 ahead of the Italian, as our bronze medalist returns to join his coach. He can add that to the silver Paralympic medals he picked up in London 2012, Rio 2016. But it's all about those two final athletes now. 2 shots remaining. Potentially, of course, if we end up in a tie-break situation, we will have tie-breaking single shots. So Vitaly Plakushi has led the way all the way throughout this final. He's on 233. That's 0.5 more than Liverani, who's just fired a 10.7. A 10.5 for Plakushi. So Andrea Liverani's done it before. Can he do it again? Can he overturn this difference? He's got one shot to do it. The difference is 0.3. Last time we saw him in a situation like this, he pulled a 10.9 out of the bag. But Vitaly Plakushi has not budged from top spot at all in this final. So, never say never. I'd say Andrea Liverani has his work cut out, but he's done it before and he can do it again. It's 243.5 for the Ukrainian, 243.2 for the Italian. We have one shot remaining in this final, unless you know what.
It will break the finals world record. Final shot in the competition.
Here we go. Shot 24 for the gold medal.
Start.
10.4 for Liverani. It's a 10.3 for Plakushi. So that is enough to clinch the gold medal for Vitaly Plakushi of Ukraine with a total of 253.8. Signing out with 10.3. Liverani bettered that with a 10.4, but it wasn't enough. So the gold medal goes to Vitaly Plakushi of Ukraine. He is shot incredibly well, consistently well throughout this final. But what a battle from Andrea Liverani of Italy. He finished on 253.6. He fired that incredible 10.9 to stay in the competition. It was looking like bronze medal was his. But the bronze did go to Franček Goša-Tyšek of Slovenia. So what a final. The R4 mixed 10-meter air rifle standing SH2 final here at the World Shooting Parasport Championship Sydney 2019. as our three medalists line up for the cameras. And just a final reminder, the bronze medal representing Slovenia went to Francek Gosja-Tisek. The silver medal representing Italy went to Andrea Liverani. And the gold medal representing Ukraine goes to Vitali Plakushi. He's had a great year, World Cup bronze from Croatia. And that great year continues with the gold medal today, finishing on that total of 253.8. We're not done here in Sydney. It's been a busy old day, and it's not over yet, so we will be back a little later on at 7:15. That's the time the final will begin for the MTR SH1. So that's our mixed team rifle final. We'll be back for that in time for the 7:15 local time, 7:15 p.m. start. But for now, from the R4 mixed 10-meter air rifle standing SH2 final, that is all. So we'll see you later on.
Just after 7 o'clock, and we also have a whole bunch of victory ceremonies at 7:30.
Firearms are clear to remove.